Most people think overthinking is a flaw. They say you're too sensitive, too slow to decide, stuck in your head. Maybe you heard it your whole life. Just stop thinking so much. But what if the very thing you've been trying to fix is actually your hidden advantage? What if your mind isn't weak, just deeper? Because psychology shows something surprising. The people who think the most often see the most, feel the most, understand the most, and that can be a rare strength. If you overthink everything, you probably don't have a problem. You probably have gifts most people never develop. Here are 6 unique ones you might not even realize you have. First, you have powerful emotional intelligence. When something happens, you don't just react and move on. You replay it. You analyze it. You ask yourself, why did they say that? Did I hurt them? What were they feeling? Most people don't do that. Research in psychology indicates that people who reflect deeply on social interactions develop stronger empathy and emotional awareness. In simple words, you notice feelings others miss. Imagine a friend saying, "I'm fine," but their voice sounds slightly off. Most people accept it. You don't. You feel it. You sense the tension. You ask again, and suddenly they open up. That's not overthinking. That's emotional radar. It makes you the person people feel safe with, the one they call at 2 a.m., the one who truly understands. That's rare. Second, you're an exceptional problem solver. Overthinkers don't jump into decisions blindly. You simulate scenarios in your head. What if this goes wrong? What's the backup plan? What's the worst case? It feels exhausting sometimes, but research shows that analytical thinkers tend to make fewer impulsive mistakes because they mentally rehearse outcomes before acting. While others rush, you prepare. Picture planning a trip. Your friends just book tickets. You check weather, traffic, budget, alternatives, timing. It looks like worry, but when something goes wrong, guess who already has a solution? You. Your brain isn't panicking, it's calculating. That's not weakness, that's strategic thinking. Third, you notice details others completely miss. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed something changed? A small shift in someone's mood, a tiny mistake in a plan, a small clue no one else caught. Overthinkers tend to process information more deeply. Psychology shows that high self-reflection is often linked to greater pattern recognition. You connect dots faster. You remember small things. You pick up subtle signals. Maybe you remember exactly what someone said months ago, or you catch inconsistencies in stories, or you're the one who says, "Wait, something doesn't add up." That's not nitpicking, that's sharp perception. This is why many writers, designers, detectives, therapists, and creatives are chronic overthinkers. They see layers others simply don't. Fourth, you grow faster than most people. Here's something powerful. After an argument, most people blame the other person and move on. You, though, you replay everything. What did I say wrong? Could I have handled it better? What can I learn? It might feel uncomfortable, but research indicates that self-reflection is one of the strongest predictors of personal growth. Because you don't just experience life, you process it, you learn from it. Every mistake becomes a lesson, every awkward moment becomes feedback. Over time, this compounds. While others repeat the same patterns for years, you evolve, quietly, consistently. That's not overthinking, that's self-awareness. Fifth, you care deeply. Let's be honest, you don't overthink random things. You overthink the things that matter. Relationships, your future, your words, your impact. Because you care. A lot. People who don't care don't overthink. They forget. They move on instantly. But you, though, you replay conversations because you don't want to hurt anyone.
You plan carefully because you don't want to fail your family. You analyze choices because you want a meaningful life. Psychology shows that sensitivity and depth of thought are strongly tied to compassion and conscientiousness. In other words, you're thoughtful, responsible, intentional, and those are rare qualities in a world that moves too fast. Sixth, you have a rich inner world. This might be the most beautiful gift. When you're alone, you're not really bored. You think, imagine, create stories, analyze life, dream about the future. Your mind is alive. Research suggests that introspective people often show higher creativity and imagination because their brains constantly explore possibilities. That's why many artists, writers, musicians, and innovators are overthinkers. They don't just see reality, they reshape it. Maybe you daydream a lot. Maybe you replay conversations in different ways. Maybe you imagine alternate futures. That's not useless thinking. That's creativity being born. So, here's the truth no one tells you. Yes, overthinking can feel heavy sometimes. It can make you tired. It can make decisions slower. But it also makes you deeper, wiser, more aware, more human. The goal isn't to stop thinking, it's to guide it, to turn self-criticism into self-understanding, to turn worry into planning, to turn reflection into growth. Because once you stop fighting your mind, you start using it. So, if you've ever felt too much, too sensitive, too thoughtful, too deep, maybe you're not too much. Maybe you're just rare. And the world needs more minds like yours.